You're listening to Day 16, Learning from Your Mistakes. Join us at the table for a little extra.
First thing I have to point out is Joseph has them put the cup, his cup, on the top of Benjamin's sack. So he's got a plan here.
What do you think that plan is?
Do
you think he even knows?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I think he does. I think he full well knows that he's going to catch him. And I think he's just stringing them along. I think he's trying to hurt them even more. I think he's just, these wounds that he has, and he's just playing games with them. We see it as he talks about the use of divination and don't you know that I can find out by divination when you know that that's not what he's doing. It's like he's just playing games with his brothers. I don't know. Again, we talk a lot about soul wounds, and I think that this is his way of just getting back at them. I think he knew full well that Benjamin was going to be, the whole plan there was to bring Benjamin back and to keep Benjamin with him.
So that's a really good point, because when you have soul wounds, you're holding on to something that somebody did to you because you think you're hurting them, but you're not. You're hurting yourself.
That's so true.
So verse 9 says, if you find his cup with any one of us, let that one die, is what they say, and the rest of us will be slaves. Okay, so they set the stage of what was going to be the punishment. But then on verse 12, as he goes down from the oldest down to the youngest, they're seeing the cup's not here, the cup's not here, the cup's not here, the cup's not here. Oh no. Now they find the cup in their youngest brothers. They are beyond themselves, I'm sure, because they just said, let that person die and the rest of us will be slaves. And now their father's not going to get any of them back.
Maybe too. I wonder if he's testing them to see how much they care about Benjamin. He sees when they show up again, they've torn their clothes, all of them. So it's not like they went and got new clothes before they went to see Joseph. True. They are visibly messed up now. It's like he can see what he's done to them is jacked them up because they have torn clothes now. And he knows that's a sign of their culture of great grief.
Right.
So he knows he's got them where he wants them.
Right.
But
and they even say themselves, verse 16, God is punishing us for our sins. They feel it.
So then who steps up to the plate at this point?
Judah offers to be the sacrifice. Judah says, let me be the one to stay. And of course, Judah is known as the Lion of Judah. And our Jesus comes from the Lion of Judah.
Mm-hmm. And Jesus offered a sacrifice for all of us. He was the sacrifice. So we're getting to see a little teeny foreshadowing.
Just all of it's a foreshadow, but that's a big one. It jumped out at me. And the first of the chapter says, I love it how it said that Judah stepped forward.
Yes.
He stepped forward to speak up. And that's what Jesus did for us. He stepped forward.
Judah's a changed man too, because if you have time, if you go back to Genesis 38, there is a tale of Judah that happens where Judah himself was truly humbled about some of the mistakes and sins that he had committed against his daughter-in-law. And I think that incident probably really profoundly changed his heart and humbled him. And so now he's willing to own up for his mistakes and then some at this point.
Well, Judah, too, what's so beautiful is even just, put yourself in the story as well and learn from what Judah did. Judah stepped up, but he also asked for favor. He asked for something. He didn't just accept the words of what was said and this is what's going to happen. Judah stepped forward and he pleaded on behalf of his family. And I love that for us. How oftentimes do we just, get in a situation that we know is unfair or we know is happening around us and we don't speak up on behalf of ourselves or our family. And it's important that we do that.
He said, be patient with me for a moment, for I know you can doom me in an instant, as though you were Pharaoh himself. I love that.
He was bold for such a time as this. You might as well go and be bold.
We have not because we asked not.